Stone had to have been emotional getting back out there. Coach talked about kind of his emotions. He teared up a little bit watching you out there. I mean, this has just been such a crazy long journey for you. I know you're excited for it. And how did it feel to get back out there?
Yeah, it was great. I settled. It took me a little while to settle in, to be honest with you. But for the first half of the first inning, I was a little juiced up. And then once I started feeling the cold, I was like, okay, I got to focus here. But yeah, well, I was walking in from the bullpen before the game, and I got a little ovation, and definitely had me a little emotional. So I was really excited, and just glad to be back. Steve.
Along those lines too, I mean, I'm sitting here with an official box score that's got your name in it listed as the winning pitcher. I mean, have there ever been those moments when you thought this day would never come, and now that it's here, how does it feel?
Yeah, there definitely has been those moments. And, I mean, to keep it short, now that it's here, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I definitely don't want to take it for granted. I've seen it be taken away before, and I don't expect that to happen again, but I definitely am just really grateful for this whole recovery process and just being able to be back out here today. So.
Stone, we talked about you coming back, but you have pitched here before. Some of the guys today that have come back from rehab haven't pitched here at all. Did you have conversations there where you could tell them at least calm down, everything's going to be good?
Yeah, for sure. I was joking with Ross. He's played here before, but I was telling him, like, don't worry, guys. Like, y'all can just watch me. I've been doing this for a long time. But the truth is I'm not as experienced as a lot of our players. But yeah, like you said, a lot of the guys like Nathan Williams, for example, haven't played at the Dude before in a game. And I think they all kind of know what it's like without knowing what it's like experience-wise. So I'm glad to sort of be able to help on that end. But I'd be lying if I said that it was just a piece of cake for me to go out there today and do it. I had to prepare, and it got to me a little bit in the first inning. It took me a little while to settle in. So it's tough to play at the Dude, but now we're back, and hopefully I can build on it.
Dan. Stuart, did the pickoff play help you settle in there? I mean, how big a deal was that? And just sort of help settle you down confidence-wise?
Yeah, that was good. I really think it was the out before that, to be honest with you. Once I was at 2 outs, and I felt a little bit more comfortable. And then we had the review after the pickoff, and I was talking to the guys, and I kind of had my nerves settle down a little bit. So yeah, that was big. I think that may have been my first collegiate pickoff. It took me 6 years, so that was pretty great. Steve.
Nolan, you're getting a chance to play every day these days. Take us through that aspect of it. What it's like to prepare each day, knowing that you should be in lineup, and then what did you hit out?
I hit out a fastball and answered that one first. But the preparation is the same for everyone else on our team. You wake up, you get ready for the game, get to the field, and you do and put in the same work that everyone else on our team is doing. We all got the same work ethic, and I think that's why we're a really good team this year. We're going to go far.
Robbie.
No, when you spent a lot of time pitching last year, and I mean you came in some and hit, but in the summer really focused on hitting and had a really big summer. How big was that for you to kind of transfer that into this season and do what you're doing so far?
Yeah, man, the summer was awesome. Newport, Rhode Island is a great spot for summer ball. I appreciate Chris Lamonis for putting me there. He hooked me up by putting me in a great spot, and it set me up for the year really well. Getting at bats, I think that's a big thing. I had opportunity to go somewhere like the Cape as a freshman, and just the limited play time. I just don't think that's good for someone coming off their freshman year, and I think at bats matter, and that's what something Chris Lamonis explained to me. So yeah, I'm happy I ended up in Newport.
Doug.
No, I asked Coach about Tuesday night's game. We're going to have 2 undefeated teams down there. It's going to be probably one of the biggest early midweek games in a long time. How are you feeling about that? Do you know any of the guys from Southern Miss? What's your attitude going in?
There was a kid who was on our team last year in the fall, I believe, in the fall and spring. Jason Norton. I know him really well. He's one of my buddies, so it'll be nice seeing him. But I'm ready to play Southern Miss. I think we all are. It's going to be a great competition. I think it's nice that we're going there, so we get to play in an away environment, and I'm looking forward to it.
Rob.
Stone, coming off an injury, it's not fun weather to pitch in anyway, but when you're trying to work back, it doesn't make it easy, I'm sure. I mean, how do you prepare yourself for this, and how did you feel physically in these conditions throwing 50 pitches?
Yeah, I felt good. We did a pretty extensive warm up. I knew that it's going to be, big for me to get my blood flowing more than usual. And even then, I don't know if I really sweat much today. That's just how cold it was. And I was out there pitching for 3 innings. But it is definitely, like you said, a pretty tough day to pitch in on one hand. But the other side of that is, it's a really tough day to hit in. And so, as much as I would rather pitch in the heat, health-wise, I'd rather pitch in the cold in terms of getting outs. So I was excited about it, but it definitely was a grind. And after that first inning, I was sitting there in the dugout with a heating pad on my arm, and I was like, man, I'm cold. So ended up going into the locker room. Steve.
Stone, I know you've been around a while, but this is the first season opening sweep since 2020. And it seemed like last year, you guys dropped that middle game in the Air Force, and it was like you were chasing the season. How different a feeling is it this year, having taken care of business and won 3 games, and maybe having a little confidence going into the midweek?
Yeah, it's really big for sure. I think in the past it's sort of like we've faced a lot of adversity really early on, and in some ways that's a good thing. You learn some things about yourself, but it's really important, especially RPI wise, not to lose a game when you need to go in and take care of business, I think. And we took care of business this weekend. Even today, we put up 5 runs, and you could argue that we should be scoring more, but it's a cold day. We pitched great. It was 5-1, wasn't it? 5-1 win. Didn't want to get that wrong. And 5-1 win on a Sunday is one game in a series is probably going to be close. And today was the game that had the potential to be a really close game, but we locked it down on the bump. And we scored enough easily to win the game, and that's it's huge for our team going forward, and it tells you a lot about who we are and our level of focus that we play with.
All right, last question, Doug.
For both of you, I think Noah recently said that this place was the coolest place on earth, and today it probably was. When you have the fans out there, and it's a cold day and it kept attendance down, but probably 5 or 10 times what a lot of teams would draw. How much do the fans mean to you when you're playing against a challenge of the weather like this?
It helps a lot. People showing up to watch us play. It's almost like it is a family. Being out in right field last year behind Dakota, I wasn't out there a lot. But the last couple games, the season just started, and it already feels like my best friends out there. So it helps a lot, man. It's nice having them.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Over my time, I've kind of gotten closer and known a lot of people as not fans but friends, and it really is like a group of, I don't know what the attendance was today, but thousands of your closest friends. And whenever I was talking about how I got an ovation walking in from warming up, and I just felt like I was looking into a sea of people that I had recognized. I know most of them, and it's really meaningful for me, and I know the rest of the guys feel the exact same way. It's just it doesn't feel like. You reach a point where it doesn't feel like pressure as much as it does support, and I think that is really, really helpful as a player in front of this many people, So we're really grateful to be here and play in front of such great fans.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate
Thank you,
y'all.
gentlemen.
Thanks, fellas.